Welcome to episode 3 of The Wealth Effects Social Security Optimization for Women. I'm your host, Rick Roach. I'm the Director of Client Engagement at Wealth Effects LLC. And in episode 3, we're going to talk about Social Security rules, regulations, and requirements. Because surprisingly, in polls done of Americans, many individuals don't know or understand the particular rules or requirements in order to qualify for a full retirement age Social Security benefit. So there are numerous ways to qualify. Kiplinger magazine wrote an article that said there's some 500 different ways to claim Social Security. Basically, when we look at it, there are 3 categories, if you will. You could claim on your own retirement benefits, that's so-called old age. You could claim as a survivor, or you could claim based on a disability. And there are a variety of different rules and regulations that you must comply with in order to qualify on one of those 3 general categories. So one of the first requirements is that you need to work for 10 years or you need to earn 40 quarterly quarters of coverage in order to qualify for Social Security. So what does that mean? The FICA taxes, the Federal Insurance Contribution Act, funds the Social Security system. Those taxes are levied on our wages and our salary and commissions if we receive commission income. And you can only earn 4 quarters of coverage per calendar year. Now, in 2025, the taxable earnings required to earn 1 quarter of coverage is $1,810. In 2025, as soon as you've earned 7,240, you've earned the maximum number of quarters that you can earn in a calendar year. Now, I'm talking about calendar years, but it's important to point out you don't have to work 10 years straight. You could work 3-4 years in the workplace, leave the workplace to raise a family or to go back to school, and then restart your work career. But it does take 10 years, not necessarily 10 years straight. Finally, that's $7,240 in 2025. You don't have to earn that over the course of 12 months. You could earn that conceivably in 2 or 3 months, in several weeks' time, or even in days if you were a highly compensated individual. So after you've determined that you've got those 10 years of work record, 40 quarterly credits, then you look at whether or not you're going to qualify for benefits on your own work record. You should consider whether or not you're married. Again, there are certain questions here, whether you're currently married or you have prior spouses, because you may be eligible to claim either on a current spouse and or an ex-spouse. So you do have to determine the state of your marriages, if you will, and whether or not those marriages ended by divorce or by death. So depending upon your answers to those questions, again, there are basically a number of benefits you might be entitled to. You might be entitled to, and in fact, the lion's share of women that claim Social Security today are entitled to benefits based on their own work history, their own record of earnings. That's so-called old age insurance. Second way that you can qualify as a spouse and potentially as an ex-spouse. We'll talk about that in a second. And in fact, certain individuals who collect retirement benefits on their own work history are also entitled to a boost or a bump from a spouse. You could conceivably collect on as a divorced spouse and or as a survivor, either of your spouse who may have passed away or an ex-spouse. Now, we've mentioned previously that only 4% of Americans optimize their Social Security benefits. We want to help you coordinate these so that you can have the maximum benefit that you're entitled to. So that retirement benefit, how is it determined? Well, the Social Security Administration uses your 35 highest earnings years. So if you work 40, 50, 60 years, what the Social Security Administration does is it takes your 35 highest earning years to calculate, and it does an average monthly indexed salary that you've paid FICA taxes on. That's the Federal Insurance Contribution Act. That's the tax levied, again, to fund Medicare and Social Security. So let's look at a scenario, if you will, if you applied before your full retirement age. I will tell you that only a little bit more than 50% of Americans actually know their full retirement age. It's surprising that that small of a number does, but we call this at Wealth Effects the minimum benefit age, because if you claim at age 62, that's the minimum age in which you're eligible. There are some additional circumstances, but by and large, that's the minimum age at which you're eligible to collect. So let's look for a moment at the top line here of individuals born from 1943 to 1954. Their full retirement age is age 66. For a moment, I'm going to have you look to the left and look at 1960 and later. Those individuals born in 1960 or any year thereafter, their full retirement age is not to 67. And then if I could direct your attention to the fifth column over, you will see that if you claim at age 62 and your full retirement age is 66, you're going to have your benefits reduced by 25%. So in this illustration here, it shows a $1,000 retirement monthly benefit paid to a beneficiary. Well, if you claim at age 62 and your full retirement age is 66, you're only going to get $750 per month. And again, drop down all the way to the bottom of this column, if you will, please, and look at the 1960 and later birth years where your full retirement age is 67. You'll see in that instance, your benefit, if you claim at age 62, is reduced by 30%, not 25, but 30%. So on a $1,000 monthly check, you would only receive $700. Again, this is what we call the minimum benefit age. Let's look, though, if you optimize your Social Security and you apply after your full retirement age, again, be your full retirement age 66 or 67, whatever that may happen to be. And again, that's dependent upon your birth year. This is the so-called maximum benefit age. And what happens is for those individuals who are born in 1943 and later, if you wait until after your full retirement age, you're going to receive an annual boost of 8%, a bump. That's called delayed retirement credits. So up to age 70, let's say your full retirement age is 66, and you delay into age 70, you're going to get an 8% increase by holding off to age 67, another 8% added into 68, another 8% to 69. And if you waited, again, if you were 66 years of age as your full retirement age, and you wait to age 70, you're going to get 132% of your primary insurance amount. So it really makes sense for those individuals whose household finances allow them to postpone and their health status is well enough. It really makes sense. And again, this is showing you here for a full retirement age at age 66, those people that claimed earlier that we just showed you, they would only receive 75% of their benefits if they claimed at age 62. For those individuals who held off until age 70, they get 132%. So look at the difference. It's a 67% difference in monthly benefits as a result of waiting. That is the major way of optimizing your Social Security. That is to postpone receipt of it until up to age 70, ideally, but at a minimum for your full retirement age, whatever that happens to be. So now we've been talking about claiming these benefits. Well, what are the average benefits in the United States by workers today? Well, in 2025, the average all retired workers are going to receive, look in the column on the right, $1,976. That's after the 2.5% cost of living adjustment is applied for 2025. So again, that's all workers in the United States. Again, I'm using average numbers here. A senior couple, both of them receiving benefits, their average benefit in 2025 would be a little bit over $3,000. Now, but there are many, many individuals who have higher wages, have had higher salaries during the course of their 35 years to calculate. How do those individuals fare? They get substantially higher monthly benefits. If you had the highest wages subject to FICA taxes over the course of your career, and again, these FICA taxes are levied on your salary, commission, income, and your wages, if you will. If you had the highest earning years in those subject to FICA tax, your benefits could be substantially higher. If you claimed at 62, you might get $28.31 per month. If you held off to age 70 and you were among the highest earners in the United States, your monthly benefits would be $5,108. So there's a large, large disparity, if you will. The highest wage earners earn over or receive more than twice as much monthly check amounts as do all retired workers in the United States. Now, we talked about the average benefit, those individuals that are highly compensated, receiving substantially higher benefits. What day of the month are you going to receive your Social Security check? Well, for those individuals born on either the 1st to the 10th day of a particular month, you're going to receive your Social Security check on or about the second Wednesday of the month. For those individuals born on the 11th to 20th day of the month, you're going to receive your Social Security check on or about the third Wednesday. And then those individuals born on the 21st to the 31st day of any particular month, you're going to receive your check on or about the fourth Wednesday of the month. It is important to point out as well, Social Security benefits are paid in arrears. Your October benefit would not be paid to November. Your November benefit would not be paid to December, and on and so forth, if you will. So again, why delay benefits? We won't spend a lot of time on this chart, but the essence of this, you get bigger checks to start. Look at claiming at the age 62 versus 70. Age 62, if you claim your full retirement age was 67, you're only going to receive $1,640 per month. That assumes a 2% annual cost of living increase. Whereas at age 70, it's going to be $2,906, substantially higher, not quite double, but substantially higher. But more importantly, by delaying these benefits, by optimizing, holding off at least to your full retirement age, and ideally to age 70, you're going to have substantially higher benefits. We'll only pick one age group here. Let's say you retired at age 70 and you started claiming your benefits at age 70 and you're now a 90-year-old. Well, at that 90-year-old column there, if you claimed at 62, you'd get $2,437 a month. If you held off to your full retirement age at 67, you'd get $3,482 a month. However, if you held off, and this is at age 90, again, assuming these cost of living increases, you would be receiving $4,318 a month, again, substantially higher than if you claimed at earlier ages. So thank you for listening to and joining us on episode 3. And episode 4 is going to be your lucky 4-leaf clover. And episode 4 will explain that what is meant by deemed filing. That is, if you have 40 quarters of coverage or 10 years of making FICA payments and you're married, the Social Security Administration may make you do what's called a deemed filing. We'll explain that in the next episode. Episode 4 will really continue the conversation of how you can join the top 4% of retirees who optimize their lifelong Social Security benefit. On the upcoming slide, you'll find the contact email to connect with one of our experienced Wealth Effects advisors. We're offering a no-obligation review of your current Social Security strategy and a deep dive into the retirement gaps and strengths of your retirement income portfolio. And as a thank you for reaching out, we'll send you an exclusive takeaway featured on the next slide. It's packed with timely, actionable insights. It's really a must-read for anyone looking to optimize their Social Security income. Not ready to talk to an advisor? No problem, no obligation. If you'd like to receive the takeaway featured on the next slide without consultation, simply click on the takeaway box below to download the PDF. And finally, if you're ready for a deeper dive, simply click the next button, which will take you to the next episode in this series. We at Wealth Effects are committed to helping you join the 4%, the top 4% of Americans who optimize their Social Security selection and enjoy a financial worry-free retirement.